maybe bored with. Hi, hello. I am hoping everyone is having a wonderful day. Hopefully everyone can see us and see the screen. We just have a little bit of a title slide up here at the moment. So we are really excited to have you with us today to learn a little bit more about the professional MBA program and the impact that it can have on your career. My name is Ashley Lotzenheiser, and I'm the Associate Director of Graduate Admissions here at the Olin Business School at Washington University in St. Louis. I work primarily with our MBA program, so I do work specifically with our professional MBA programs. I am also a graduate of the university. I attended undergraduate business school here, and I've actually been on staff with Washington University now for about 7 years. So certainly I'm very happy with my time at WashU and really excited to speak with you today. I'm also joined by my colleague Lisa from the Weston Career Center, so I'll let Lisa go ahead and introduce herself.
Hi, good morning. My name is Lisa Hebert, as Ashley mentioned. I work in our Weston Career Center, which is the organization that helps support all of our students in their career journey while at Olin. I've spent about 35 years in corporate, in a corporate role, both in consulting and in consumer packaged goods, operations, supply chain, and strategy. Look forward to speaking with you the rest of the time here.
Wonderful. So today we are going to be looking at the resources that exist for our professional MBA students through the Weston Career Center. We'll also have the opportunity to touch on some of the outcomes for our current professional students and recent graduates of the program. And today our webinar, I think we're scheduled for an hour, but we're probably going to wrap up before then, take some questions, and then let you get back to work or get back to whatever the rest of your day holds. So before we get started, I do want to cover some housekeeping notes. So all of you have been muted to reduce background noise. So if you're eating lunch or talking, that's fine. You're all on mute. Also, I want to make sure that everybody can hear us. So if you are having difficulty hearing us, if you can use the raise your hand function or just send something through the chat box, let us know. All right, I'm not seeing any hands and I'm not seeing any chats come through, so I'm going to assume you can all hear us loud and clear. If you think of any questions as we go through the presentation, we would be happy to address those. You can type those questions in the Q&A box. So there's actually a Q&A box where you can just type in your question at any point. Feel free to type it in as we go through. We will take those questions at the end. So certainly go ahead and type any questions you think of and we'll try to tackle all those in the time. Also, certainly you're welcome to chat in the chat box if you would like, but the Q&A is a great place to put those specific questions. I also wanted to mention that we are recording this webinar, so if you need to leave early or the internet cuts out, whatever it might be, that's totally okay. We will be recording this and actually sending it out after the webinar as well. Now, I do want to turn it over to Lisa, who's going to start diving into a little bit about the program, and let Lisa take it away.
Thanks, Ashley. So just to get us started, I thought I would talk a little bit about the types of students that we typically have join our PMBA program or our MBA program in general. And all of our services will cover all the types of students that we come in contact with. And some of you may find yourselves in one of these buckets. First, one of the types of students that we work with are what we call accelerators. So these are people that are looking to take advantage of the skills and capabilities and knowledge that they receive out of the MBA program, move it into their current career and just accelerate themselves farther in the career. And they want to go to the next level and become whatever it is, wherever you are, move to the next level. We also have students that what we would call are changers, students that come into the program that are looking to actually change careers, that are looking to expand and move into something different. Say you've been in investment banking for a while and now you're looking to move into consulting. We would consider that a changer. And again, all of our services cover folks that are accelerators or changers. And then lastly, we also talk to folks that are what we consider to be career makers, or people that might not be 100% sure where they want to go next. Do they want to stay where they are? Do they want to accelerate? Or would they like to try something different and potentially search and explore and investigate what are some of the other options for them based on their background and also based on what they're going to get out of the program overall. So again, our offerings from the Weston Career Center look at providing whatever you need, whether you are an accelerator, whether you're a changer, or whether you're a career maker. It's basically up to you. Which leads us into this next slide, where we talk about the students really drive the experience that we have here at the Career Center and at Olin overall. And all of the offerings that we have focus on you and how you use those kinds of capabilities. Again, driving the program or driving your interaction with us. One of the great advantages we have here at Olin is our advisor staff, and we'll talk more about this in a bit. I'll give you a little bit of background on some of the other advisors that are around, but our advisors primarily come out of industry and have spent most of their career working in many of the fields you are currently in or that maybe you want to go in. As I mentioned, I spent 24 years in management consulting before joining the Weston Career Center. So our one-on-one advising and staff and advisors help coach you and lead you through the process. Additionally, we have a group of people that help from an employer relations standpoint. An employer relations standpoint in terms of working with and educating our employers as well as us being educated by our employers on what's happening in the market and how do we ensure that the skills you're learning here at Olin that you can bring forward are relevant and that we're providing the marketplace with relevant students. And so our employer relations work across a number of different industries, functional areas to bring that contact to you. Another resource within our group is what we call our operations team. And while some of these folks might be considered by, in the background sometimes, they're the nuts and bolts that allow us to bring great processes and great technology to all of our students. And it's not just the technology, but it's how we run efficiently and effectively to serve you and how do we manage your needs. So our operations team enables all of us to be able to serve you and to have you be, to have you get the information you need in a timely manner. Another area is our Management Communication Center, or the MCC. The MCC is actually a group of people that help us from what it says, a communications perspective, whether it's verbal communication, written communication. They assist with business writing, helping people move their documentation, resumes, cover letters, presentations to the next level of expertise. They also help with English as a second language. They also help with understanding industry nuances. So the Management Communication Center works collaboratively with the advisors and with the students to help bring that communication skill set even to the next level. Finally, we have our career education group, who works significantly in preparing you outside of just curriculum. Ashley and the team and folks that you've talked with probably have already talked a lot about our curriculum, but this is in conjunction with the curriculum. We have different types of career education, whether it's bringing in seminars, bringing in speakers in the industry, or in different pockets of what the skills are you need to take to market. So our career ed is the group that helps do things like train the street for our financial analyst portion of the program. But all of these work in conjunction with you, the student. Again, you drive when you want these resources, when you need them, and what types of resources are going to move you, whether you're an accelerator, a changer, or a maker. I'll draw your attention to one of the other big assets that we have, and that's our career guide. This is a cover of the 2016-17. The 17-18 year will be coming out here shortly. But the career guide is offered both soft format online or hard copy that you can take with you, and has a lot of great information that takes all of our information and resources to the next level so that you can have it on demand. It'll walk you through what an effective resume would look like and how to prepare for that, cover letters, as well as networking. How do you network? What's the right way to start conversations and continue that mentorship and that network to help fulfill your career goals? Whole sections on interviewing, whether it's behavioral interviewing or case interviewing if you're looking at consulting. And then communication, as I mentioned, how to communicate effectively through different types of thank you notes, whether it's presentation communication during an interview, follow-up information, etc. And then we also have information around LinkedIn, and LinkedIn becoming the #1 platform for most recruiters when they're searching, especially on the PMBA side. We have a big section on LinkedIn, and also making sure that all of these sections are relevant to what's happening in the marketplace today. For example, many of you may know that LinkedIn's gone through a huge reformatting. And so the newest content's available every year as all that content becomes updated. We update the career guide online and hard copy for you. In addition to the actual career guide, the next layer down, so we just keep peeling back the onion a bit, is our website. So within the Career Center, we have a website that allows you to look at different types of information around managing your career, including career assessments, finding a job, how to network appropriately, and what databases are available to help you find jobs. And then this resources tab that's highlighted here in front of you is the tab that provides you with detailed information on industries as well as functional areas. There's over 36 different online capabilities that we provide to you, plus others that are more prevalent, say the Wall Street Journal, for example. But all through the Olin Business School, you have access to all of this information. We use this information in conjunction with advising appointments, but we also ask that you take advantage of it as students because it is on demand, and you can research basically any topic that you need as you need it. So it's available from finding employments, like I mentioned, evaluating job offers, how to do case interviews, whatever the topic is all online as well. There's also quite a bit of information that's provided to you in addition to from an on-campus event perspective. These are just some sample ones that we've pulled up to show you the types of on-campus events that we host throughout the school year. Company information sessions are a big part of the recruiting process, so you get to meet all the companies, understand what they're looking for in the students, as well as network and start to make your relationships with these companies as you move through the process. Meet the Firms is there's 2 days of Meet the Firms where we bring in over 160 different employers that are here to meet our students, understand what the value is that they can bring to the program, and you can meet them and understand what types of opportunities are available. We also have functional and industry-specific knowledge sharing, so whether it's investment banking, consulting, marketing, just understanding what it's like to work in those environments, so having that functional and industry perspective from people that are doing it today. We bring those people in through either the actual platforms that we host or clubs that are available through the school. And then on-campus interviewing is a big part of our fall time period where we're bringing many of these same companies in to schedule your on-campus interviews and have those available. And working with our professional MBA students as well. We look to maximize the amount of availability for these types of resources so that all our students can take advantage of them. Even if you're working full-time, we look to have these during hours that are available to you. I mentioned earlier that one of our big differentiators, I think, in the marketplace for MBA students is our career advisors. This slide, while it is busy, shows the number of career advisors we have on staff during the school year to help with different careers and functional consulting and advising sessions. Many of us wear many hats or different hats, and you have the ability to meet with any and all of these people as they fit into your career journey. And working with you to set up appropriate times to make sure that you can, again, meet with these folks, whether it's customer analytics, which is such a hot area now, or if you're looking at corporate finance. As I mentioned earlier, many of these folks have experience in industry prior to joining the Weston Career Center. We have folks that have worked at Accenture, at IBM, Deloitte, AB InBev, Monsanto, AG Edwards, May Department Stores, US Bank, PepsiCo. Many of these folks have worked internationally as well as here domestically, so if that's an option for you as well. And many of our advisors still maintain those contacts and those networks in the industry to make sure that we're bringing relevant information back to you as students for each one of these areas. To work with our advising group, the best thing to do is make sure you know what you need out of us, right? And help us be focused on your needs. We schedule appointments based on time and the format suited to your schedule, whether it's a phone call, whether it's an in-office meeting, or just emailing back and forth to answer some simple questions or questions that don't take a lot of time in detail. There is an advisor for the PMBA program, and that happens to be me. So I work with most of our professional MBA students, again, based on their time and their format and their schedule, to help figure out where they want to go, depending on accelerator, changer, or maker. And we also capture meeting notes in our own system, like a customer relationship management system, so that we can share that information across advisors. So if you were to see me, but I recommend that you see somebody in our marketing group that worked in marketing, then she would have access to all the information. So we're not starting from scratch every time, and that helps us maximize our time. Just in the last year alone, we had a total of 160 PMBA appointments with 90 unique contacts. So students that are across multiple classes or multiple time frames are coming to see us and see any one of us. Although I'm the liaison, you can see any of the advisors that are available. And we'll work with you to figure out who that needs to be. It's basically, again, back up to you. You're driving the situation. The types of things that we work with you on, frankly, it can be anything. These are ways that we classify different types of interactions with our students, and these happen to be the ones with our professional MBA students. And you'll see that the biggest portion of our time is spent on career planning, which isn't a big surprise to us given where you might be as a professional MBA and currently working. But obviously, resume review, LinkedIn review, salary, offer negotiation or evaluation, prepping you for interviews. Sometimes it's been a while since you've interviewed, so we help kind of work through that. Some of our PMBAs go on and do internships, but also are looking at full-time searches during the program as well as after the program. And business communications is another area of looking at how are we updating cover letters or other things like that. Again, no surprise that career planning is our number one, but you dictate what it is that we can help you with. Finally, there's a number of other opportunities that are kind of outside of what I would consider curriculum or educational and types of programs. And these come through kind of networking and engagement with speakers or symposiums or alumni events. The Weston Career Center, along with Olin overall, make sure that you're aware of and have access to a number of different opportunities. I'll point out too that haven't been talked a lot about was the student clubs and organizations, and then practicums. Student clubs, I don't even know the number, honestly, of clubs. I don't know, Ashley, if you do, but there's
a lot.
Yeah. Different clubs, whether they're clubs for consulting, whether it's clubs for marketing, veterans clubs. There's a number of different clubs and organizations that also might manage interactions and the type of information that you might need. And then practicum consulting projects are projects that are available to you to apply to that work on real world problems with clients that we have around the world. And those are ways to bolster your resume and your credentials in addition to curriculum, especially if you're a career changer, where this allows you to start to build credibility in a practice area that you might not have that much history with or experience with. These are just two quotes. You can read them whenever you want at your own discretion when you go back and look at this. But these are just two quotes that we received from our PMBA students. The first one is a current student, graduating next year, who decided to make a career switch midstream. And so we worked with this student, the WCC, a number of our advisors worked with this student to help him kind of articulate his value proposition in a new area and make that move. The second quote is somebody that's recently graduated and are now working up at Amazon in Seattle. And this was a big career switch, a career changer. And we worked with the student to help practice interview, again, articulate the value proposition and network appropriately with a high level company. And I just recently exchanged emails with him, and the ramp up's fast at Amazon, but he's loving it. So that's all good news. And finally, how this impacts your career. One of the stats, or some of the stats that have been collected to kind of look at our professional MBA's success after the program, first looks at what the salary increase has been over 5 years out. On average, about 43%, our PMBA see an increase of 43% at the 5-year mark after completing the program. We also know that they've moved into different types of roles, back to career accelerators, for example, looking to move their career forward 40% of our alums are saying that they have moved into that executive or upper management after they've completed the professional MBA program. And finally, one of the highlights of most of our students, if we ask them, what do you think made the biggest difference to how you leveraged your PMBA and leveraged your experience here at Olin, they'll tell you it's about the network that they've built and the cohort that they've worked in throughout the time that they were in the PMBA program, and the group of people that they've been able to interact with as they develop these skills or honed these skills to move out into the workforce. This is a component of what we work with from an advising perspective as well, and helping you take maximum impact, maximum benefit out of these areas. I'll turn it back over to Ashley, and she can kind of finish us up here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Lisa. And I did want to remind everyone, if you have any questions about the material that we just covered or any other questions, you're welcome to type those into the chat box. Otherwise, I think, Lisa, you did an amazing job talking about the resources through the Weston Career Center and giving us a great insight into what life as a PMBA student is like outside of class, is thinking about all the other opportunities that you're exposed to and the great resources here. And certainly an opportunity to, again, take advantage of that great network and the cohort that you'll be a part of through the program, but also being a part of the larger Olin Business School and certainly the larger WashU, tapping into those great resources as well. I did want to talk a bit about some next steps. So potentially if you're listening in on this webinar, hopefully Lisa has convinced you that this is certainly a great opportunity for advancement in your career, a change in your career, or even an opportunity to find a different career, a new path. I want to give you some next steps. So I did want to talk about, if you are interested, we have a number of upcoming information sessions, both on campus and also virtually. We'd love to get to know you a little bit better, so feel free to come to an upcoming event. Also, we have webinars. We usually have a couple webinars every month. Our next webinar is coming up. We will have one discussing the application process. So if you're ready to apply, certainly that's a great one to attend. We also have an upcoming webinar about St. Louis. So if you're looking at the professional program and are already living in St. Louis, you probably already know that this is an amazing city, but that still is a great webinar to attend. Also, certainly, if you'd like to meet with one of our recruitment staff, myself or any of my colleagues would be happy to sit down and chat with you, either in our office or over the phone or over Skype. We're happy to conduct one of those meetings. Also, we'd invite you to visit campus. If it's one of our visit days for an information session, you're also welcome to shadow a student to class. So if you'd like to get some insight into what the classes are like for the professional MBA program, we'd be happy to set a class visit up for you. The other thing I'll mention is we still have seats available for fall of 2017. So if you're looking at the professional program and you are ready to go, you are ready and you're excited, you're ready to get that jump on your career, we do have seats still available for fall. Our program for fall starts on August 24th. So in just about a month, our program will begin. We'd love to see you in the class. Feel free to reach out to us, and I've included our email address at the bottom here, olingradadmissions@wustl.edu, and we're happy to set up a call with one of our recruiters, talk you through the application process, next steps, and certainly get you ready for fall. So hopefully we'll be able to see you then. I haven't seen any questions come through, so I'm going to assume that everyone feels very knowledgeable now. Lisa, you did such an amazing job. Thank you so much for sharing your insight. We hope to talk to you soon, so feel free to reach out with a call or an email, and certainly we look forward to seeing you in the future.